Couldn't see the chat. What is up, beautiful people? We gonna try this again. So if you guys saw our earlier stream, we had tons of technical issues, and so now I've got the sweet, sultry voice of my main man, Freak. I just don't have him here in the audio form. Say hello, Freak.
Hello, Freak. What's up, guys? Glad to be on here with my Wolfbrother.
Awesome. Awesome, and you can manage the chat while you're there. That's great. All right, so welcome to Wolfbrother Wednesday, guys. This time for realsies, okay? So the first time was just a psych out, I guess, and this one is for real, not for play. So, Brian, glad you could make it, my man. Hello, Richard, my man. Hello, Kiwi. And Kuja, who thinks he's here with a question mark. I see what you did there, Freak. I also like the play. All right, guys, so we're going to start with a hobby update as usual, and I just want to show you guys real quick. Welcome back, Brother Zai. So this is my hobby update. It's my Inquisitor Gray Fax here. I just got done with the basing literally while we were talking on the phone earlier. I'm probably going to add a little green piece of shrubbery. Oh, look at that big sausage finger. Probably going to add a little green shrubbery right there just to make a little color pop. But that'll be it. And that basting is actually done. I didn't want to. These are sexy resin bases from Brother Jake over at Chief Live Gaming. Starting to run low on those. So I know I didn't have enough to do to base the entire Minotaur's army, or High Lord's army. So that right there is made from a piece of pottery I bought. I bought the plate to a tiny 4-inch clay pot at my local Home Depot, and smashed it up real good with a hammer and a blanket. A little tip I learned on lasagna sounds delicious.
Hold on, I don't mean to interrupt you, but did you say a hammer? I thought you would grab up an axe.
Huh? Oh, yeah, smashed it with an axe. That's right. And, yeah, a little tip I got from Luke's APS. And smashed it up, glued it to the base, and put some sand down around. And actually, it looks like a pretty sexy little rock base. You guys should have seen when I bought it over at the Home Depot. Thank you, Kiwi. And thank you, Freak. You guys should have seen when I bought it over at the Home Depot. The lady was like, wait, you just want the plate? I just want the plate. You don't want the pot that goes with it? Nope. She's like, but why? I decided not to educate her on all the hobby business. Mostly because she probably would have rolled her eyes at me. Yes, actually, Freak is on the other end of a drive-through sign. And, Freak, I could use a number 2, extra cheese.
Was that complete your order, son? That'd be $5.95.
Oh, see, that wasn't a very believable impression of drive-through at all. You need to ask me 7 more times what I said.
Oh, right. I'm sorry, what was that?
A medium fry. A medium...
You want...
I'm just going to come inside. Y'all, I don't mean to hate on fast food. I joked lovingly because I used to work fast food a lot, and I totally get it. Ooh, a large sweet tea. That sounds like junior bacon cheese. Y'all make me hungry. So that's my little bit of hobby update. I was planning on doing this with Freak here in the video. And Freak's hobby update, you guys, I'm not even going to say anything. Wait until you see his sexy ass update for Freaky Friday. It looks so good.
His ass?
Yes, his ass. That's what you guys are going to see on Freaky Friday. Oh, wait, if that's the case, we should be showing that on my hobby update. I'm sorry. So, that is our hobby update, guys. I definitely can't wait until you see Freak's hobby update, because he has been putting in some serious work this week, and his work has come out looking awesome. You guys can get a sneak preview of his work that we've been showing up if you go take a look at our Frosted Fist Facebook page, Instagram, or Twitter account. I've only got like 18 Twitter followers right now for us. Freak netted the first 10. Freak netted the first 10, and I think I caught 8 more last week while he was out. So if you guys want to hop over to the Twitter page and follow us at Frost and Fists, we would definitely love to have you there.
Oh, definitely. And I'll give you large fries of that.
He'll give you large fries with that.
Sold.
And that was fries with an F. It wasn't large thighs. Anyways. Brian hit it on the nose. That was the next thing we were going to do. Is the reason why we wanted to have this sit and chat together and do a little special announcement is that we recently hit 300 subs, and we want to thank you, all of you guys. So thank you guys so much. It was really really felt like a little struggle there for a little while because we would gain 1 sub and lose 2, and then gain 1 and lose 2. You guys know the ebb and flow game. But we are really, really, really excited to have made it to 300. Whoop! Thank you so much, guys. Freak, anything you want to say on the matter, my man, from that drive-thru?
Well, welcome to Taco Bell, and I will not be taking your order, but I will be dispensing some lovely, lovely thank yous for everybody that has really supported us. You guys have been absolutely freaking awesome. You saw what I did there? Anyway, yeah, I mean, look, we couldn't have done it without you guys. You guys are amazing. We broke the 300 barrier, actually past the 200 barrier, right into the 300 barrier, and now we're in new territory. Slowly gaining up on the nerd life. That's right. Gaining up.
Coming for you, Richard.
Anyway, it's so much fun. We got such a great community, man, and I think this new season that we're in, look, at Christian, really, really great stuff. We've got a lot of stuff planned. We are still growing. We've got new and improved, and it's just going to be a lot of fun. So, and now with the addition of our very own Lore Master Shroud, man, I tell you what, he is just bringing on the heat with the lore.
Shroud is killing it with the lore. Teaching us a few things, too, because both of us kind of newbie-ish in the fluff-wise, so...
Yeah, definitely.
With that, for recently hitting 300, last Friday, you guys don't have a game update from us because we were busy filming a little bonus video for hitting 300, a little comedy skit that you guys are definitely going to enjoy, which should be out somewhat soon. Really stoked for this.
Now that you mentioned that, I'm going to try to have it out for tomorrow. At the very latest, it'll definitely be Friday. So be looking for that, guys. It's just a little something to say, hey, thank you. You're doing something from us in that job, and I hope you really like it.
That's awesome. Tomorrow or Friday, a little bonus video hitting 300. You guys are really, really going to have quite a chuckle about it. We had so much fun filming it. All the guys, we got Brother Zai involved, Brother Ethan. Yeah, you guys are definitely going to have a lot of fun with that. Brian says, I'm on a Mexican radio. Great song from Wall of Voodoo. So, with us hitting 300 subs, not only are we going to be putting out a little bonus comedy video, but in addition, we're also going to be having a little giveaway for 300 right now. We're working out the kinks for what we want to do for 300, but there's definitely going to be a giveaway sometime soon. And as soon as we have some news on that, we will definitely get you guys with an update. Zai says it was fun acting, giggity. He's going to be in the videos, you know. All right, guys.
He did a really good job, actually. So.
He did do a good job. And then also Ethan's acting. Ethan is normally so introverted. I would never have imagined his acting ability. I mean,
you hit it right on the head, man. It blew me away to see him, and he's just the perfect guy, But that one guy, and I'm not going to spoil it. I'm not going to say anything, but you guys will see it what I'm talking about. Just that guy, and so he plays it perfectly.
Super excited about that. All right, guys, so we are going to go on to our Q&A, and I'm so glad to actually do a Q&A involving my partner for once, because we don't get a whole lot of opportunity to do the Q&A together now, since we've both stepped into slightly different roles at our jobs. I'm sure you guys have noticed there's not as many Frost and Fist together videos as there used to be. But we are going to do this Q&A together. And if you guys want to add any questions to that, feel free to do so. My number one is from the channel Mini Warzone, Brother Pete. And he asks, this is so hilarious to me, he asks, how do you organize your paints? My brother Freak has seen my workstation before, so that's why I kind of laugh. But you know what? Before, I always try not to show you guys this kind of stuff because I hate for people to see how messy I actually am. I can be so organized in many ways and in all kinds. When it comes to work, I'm super organized. When it comes to when I'm home, relaxing, chilling, and doing my thing, I am very not organized. So I want to show you guys my workstation. All right, so this is bad, but on top of that, just think, this is with us having about 30, or we had about 30 minutes of technical difficulties, at which I was kind of straightening this up. So it did. So these are my this is how I organize paint, Pete. You can see I've got some that I use semi-frequently, but with the tall dropper bottles that are too tall for my little organization chest here. So they're hanging out over here for no reason. And yes, those are dirty dishes because I literally have the sink. My wife graciously gave me some counter space next to the sink, and so that's why you'll see some dirty dishes there. There are the brushes that I use infrequently. There are the brushes that I use frequently, and there's Freakalicious on the cell phone. There are some of my frequently used paints down here, including 2 recent ones I picked up for Shroud's Minotaurs, or Minotaurs. It amuses me that they're called Minotaurs in England. My Lead Belcher, Soulstone Blue and Soulstone Red. Guys, I know there's the technical paints for the gemstones, and I use them for so much more than just the gemstones. Like, they were the perfect paint for me to get in here. It's not going to zoom in. Well, it's not going to zoom in, but for the crests on the hat and the back of the cape, the little Inquisition symbol, it was the perfect paint for me to get in there with that. And again, it's not going to focus in. I'll get a better shot at some point. But let me do the perfect little lipstick on the Inquisitor Greyfax. I added just a touch of lipstick. Came out horrible at first. It looked like Joker lipstick, but then I was able to go back in with some flesh tone and clean up around the mouth, and it actually came out looking really good. But yeah, the gemstone paints I use all the time. Okay, so I have somewhat of an organization. Oh, the Lamian Medium I use for everything goes down here. I have somewhat of an organization up here, just in the fact that I've got my gloss washes up here. This, once upon a time, was organized by color. I had blues in one row and greens in another and reds in another. And just the more paint I've acquired over time, the organization just stopped at some point. And then after the paints, you know, I've got things I use for pinning here, drill pieces, tweezers, tons of paper clips that I use for pinning, my various glues, and my cutters here. So, and then over here I've got some of the tall paints that I use for terrain and stuff. And I keep knocking over this Signar model. Why do I have a Signar model? That is for a conversion piece. That if I had the picture on the back, I would show you guys what that's for, but oh, way too close to the face there. That was a scary up close zoom in. All right, so always put the camera back up on the dash before switching the camera back to my face piece. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so yeah, that is how I organize my paints at my workstation, Pete. Not a great job, and you know, just because most of the time, because I do commission stuff, I'm like literally painting all the time, and just I always think to myself, I'm gonna clean it up, you know, after this project, and then the next project, and then the next project. So I guess I will get around to it one day. But great question, Pete. Freakalicious, would you mind showing us your workstation our next Freaky Friday? Maybe they can get.
No problem. I'll do that.
So you guys could see what a proper workstation looks like, all cleaned up. Oh yeah. Okay, that's a good idea. Except, guys, we're gonna go very meta here.
There we go. What's happening?
How professional are we now, guys? Check this out. Screen within a screen.
Nothing wrong with ghetto. I'm just saying. It's rigged. Alright.
Wait, hold on one sec. Freak. Brian said while.
My Storm Talon, the beautiful piece of work. It's going to show off my wife. But anyway, this is my workstation. And this is how I organize my paints. This is for all my Citadel stuff. And I actually have a drawer with all of my cheap paints here and all my Vallejo droppers here. So just kind of show you how I organize all my extra stuff back there. And this is my workstation here. Like I said, I just wrapped up painting that Storm Talon. I can't wait to show it on my Freaky Friday, guys. It's going to be so awesome. But yeah, you can definitely catch it on the website on Facebook. I think it really turned out better than I expected. So, but yeah, that's what I do with my paint.
His is definitely much better organized than mine. So Brian just said that as I was showing people how terrible. Okay, he didn't use the word terrible. I was showing people my workstation, he began to clean up his workstation. See, I'm a motivator. That's what I do, is I help people. Oh my gosh. Took me a minute to get my screen flipped back over there. Real working professionals here. Sorry, guys. But see, we help motivate one person to clean their workstation.
Hey, you know what? Life is good.
Life is good. Great question, Pete. Speaking of Brian, I want to take a minute to talk about Brian. You guys may notice in the chat, Mini War Mutt. I'd like to give a shout out to Mini War Mutt. Mini War Mutt is also Atomic Dog Scale Model Freak. Has his own channel of modeling and stuff like that. It mostly is, what is it, Brian? Model cars, planes, all kinds of stuff. But of the other side of hobby, the non-gaming side of the hobby, right? The mostly modeling. And he is also, now Mini War Mutt is going to be his gaming side of the hobby. So, great guy. He's joined the dark side, that's right. And definitely want to welcome into the wargaming community. I mean, he's been around for forever and a half. I'm sure he's going to have no trouble being super popular and awesome, but I just want to be among the first to welcome him into this wargaming life.
Awesome, man.
I think now's a great time too. We kind of mentioned to each other the other day on the Google Plus that now is a great time to get into it because you know there's so many people getting on board with 8th edition. It won't just be, you know, no one will have to go in feeling like a noob because everybody will be noobs when it comes to 8th edition. I love Child's response. Welcome to the asylum, because we all a little crazy here. This really other great guy, Kuja from the channel Kuja and Kiwi, says, what unit needs a model or a new model? You know, so there's certain models that we have in the hobby that haven't had a sculpt update in some time. So, yeah, what model freak do you feel like needs an update?
You mean I like after 48?
Yeah, well, I mean, just the model, a new sculpt, a new build.
I don't know. I probably maybe Lysander. I think maybe just a different pose. I've been seeing that same pose for a year now, and I'm thinking, you know what? I think he looks pretty badass, but I think he could probably do with a little makeover.
You're right, my brother. He is a badass, but he definitely is from the older set of models with a very static pose, right? A lot of them are getting a new dynamic poses, actiony poses. I love the answer, Brian. This 43-year-old, 6'2", 280-pound guy is going to walk into the shop and yell, "Bring it!" I love it.
You don't have to laugh a minute or
See?
two, though. That's enough. You walk in there and just yell, "Bring it!"
The swagger of battle is
with open arms.
the swagger of confidence is half the battle. You got it. So, Lysanders, I think that's a great answer. Part of me is tempted to say Bran, just so that way, you know, we can get him into an Imperial Armor Codex somewhat quickly. But I'm going to digress from that. I would love to see... so, Kuja himself said he would love to see a 40k Lionel Johnson, the Lion. Brother Zai, I don't know if you watch Kuja's channel, but Kuja is a fellow Dark Angels player. So I know, yeah, I figure you guys would hook up on that. I would, by the same token, say I'd love to see a 40k Russ. That would be awesome. Even though I still haven't bought the old one, just because I want my skills to be at their peak when I paint Russ. Peak's actually probably a bad term, because considering, you know, no matter how good I get, I'll always have room for improvement and more time in the hobby to do that. But my actual answer is going to be Ragnar Blackmane, because I think I've mentioned before, I've got, you know, like 8 books on Ragnar. I think he's a great character in the fluff and the novels, and his model just, I am not chuffed when I look at that model. So, Zai says he's still lost somewhere in the warp. Give up on the dreams of that wayward wolf. Hey, I will convert whatever I need to for a Brand Red mod. I just want my rules. I'm not giving up on it. But that is a great question, Kuja. So, Ragnar for me and Lysander for Freak. Kiwi says, who would win in a fight, Goku or... And I had trouble catching that second name. Goku or... Kuja, Kiwi, help me out here. Alright, I'm going to give them time to put that in the chat. But I think anytime that you bring out Goku's name, Dragon Ball Z, the level of power in a Dragon Ball Z is just so high powered. I think you say Goku versus pretty much anybody, and Goku is going to be the main winner there. You ever watch any Dragon Ball Z, Freak?
I used to as a kid, not a lot. My biggest was Voltron or Speed Racer. That kind of dates me.
Oh, that is a great question, Brian. Brian says that he wants to get into the fluff, and he asked what book he should read first. I heard that if you want to start from the beginning of the story, the Horus Heresy novels are amazing. From an orc lover, I wish I could remember the name of the book. Is it 13 Hours? There is an Imperial Guard book where that they're on this planet being besieged by orcs, and there's this really hilariously badass orc, Brian, that people in the community affectionately refer to as the Kool-Aid Man, because what this orc does is there's a wall separating the you know, some of the main lines of the Imperial Guard versus the orcs, and you know, so one of the tactics that what this orc leader would do is continuously build up this wall and then for a surprise attack, smash through the wall like the Kool-Aid Man for their invading attack. And then they would fight, however, till the end of that battle. And at the end of that battle, they'd just build up a new wall. And when they were done building up the wall, they'd Kool-Aid Man in again. So it's pretty hilarious. A lot of people affectionately call him the Kool-Aid Man because of that. Oh yeah, we gonna wog. So I think that's pretty cool. I think that's 13 hours. I will check on that and get back with you, sir. But as someone who loves orcs like you do, I think that'd be a great read. Kiwi. We already answered Kiwi's question. Green Stuff Games. This is a new person I've been following, Comic Book Joe. And Green Stuff Games, actually, she's got a brand new Q&A series. And so I missed the first one for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and start answer both of these. Her first one was, what do you like to listen to while painting or building? And she went for a top 3 list. So, Freakalicious, what do you like to listen to when you are jamming in the hobby?
Oh, wow, that's a good question. Well, I've got a couple of different styles of music. Some of it's electronic, some of it is just I don't know what you would call it. It's Black Mills is the group that I really like, but I also like stuff like Rosa, which is a European group. And anything that has minimal lyrics or minimal words, because as long as I can hear the music, then that kind of blocks a part of my mind, and I can actually focus on what I'm working on. And so just about anything that doesn't have a lot of words or a lot of vocals on it.
It's a good answer. Anything with not a lot of words. That's cool. You said there's anything else? She gave kind of a top 3 list. You ever listen to any like podcasts or anything like that?
No, that's just it. Like I said, Black Mills, because they do have some vocals, but it's not a lot. Roy Sock, I do like Seasons of Ghosts. I've just started listening to them as well.
It's my favorite band.
Her voice is almost instrumental. I mean, I wouldn't even call it vocal. It's almost like another instrument, and that's why I really can get into that style. I can't do podcasts or watch. That's a big problem for me. I can't listen or hear a YouTube channel or anything while I'm painting, because it'll actually pull my attention straight from what I'm working on. So we're the same, but yeah, my ADHD is a nightmare when it comes to that.
And I think that's a great point. It's funny because we both have some pretty bad ADD. I've got like traditional ADD, and he's got the ADHD, but it manifests in such different ways. For me, I have to keep my mind active sometimes on 2 or 3 things. So sometimes it's beneficial for me to have like music and the TV and work going, or hobby going, just because my mind is not getting bored that way. And then for him, he's the other way. He has to be able to really zen in and focus in on stuff. So for me, I like to listen to, of course, the YouTube feed. I like to hear, my friends talk on YouTube. So I like playing the feed while I am painting or building. And sometimes that's like, sometimes that's bad for me because I like to comment on all your guys' stuff. But sometimes on like a Sunday morning, I'll watch a ton of your guys' videos and not drop in to say hi or leave a comment to let you know that I watched it, just because I'm in the zone. I've got the feed playing on auto play, and I'm just watching your guys' stuff and jamming, building, painting, doing some commissions or something like that. Or sometimes even, running the airbrush, whatever I'm doing, but I'm listening to you guys. So that's my number 1 thing I like to do. Sometimes I too just like to jam out. Seasons of Ghosts is definitely something I like. But all kinds of music, really. A lot of rock. I like to sing along. I'm sure you guys have gathered already. One of my favorite things to do is sing along badly. I love to sing, I just don't have the talent for it. So 80s music is one of the best things to do when you're singing along badly. So I definitely love my 80s music. Also like mid-90s rock. Is a lot of where I live. I think all that's pretty good. And so YouTube, music, jamming out, again, either electronic or rock. And then my number 3 would be watching something on TV with my wife. So Lily will be sitting on the couch watching. We'll have on one of our favorite series: Arrow, Flash, Walking Dead, Legends of Tomorrow, any of those things. And because I love that my workstation is here at the counter, because I can stand here at the counter working on my stuff and looking over at the TV, where she's sitting on the couch watching the TV, and we may not be sitting like directly next to each other, but we're still doing something together while I'm getting my hobby on. And, it keeps me from falling too behind some of my favorite shows. So, yeah, I think that was a great question because, we all have something that we like to do while we're hobbying. 15 hours, not 13 hours. Thanks for looking that up, Freak.
You got it.
And then, of course, her question from this week is, are Kickstarter games detrimental to the community? And I can definitely see why one would ask that. There have definitely been plenty of Kickstarter games that a lot of people put tons of money in. Later, Richard, my man. Go rock that nerd life family, my man. There have definitely been a lot of people I know that have put some, much love to you, my man, that have put money into a Kickstarter and had a lot of expectations and hopes and a lot of excitement, and unfortunately been disappointed, when time came for them to get what they were supposed to get for their Kickstarter. I've only had one bad experience with a Kickstarter, but again, I've only taken chances on, maybe 2 or 3 Kickstarters at most. So it's really still a 33%, failure rate for a Kickstarter with me. But so, and it's not even a total failure yet. They're allegedly still working on it. Lily and I backed Allison Road, which is supposed to be the sole successor to PT, not Resident Evil, babe, PT. My brain just died. Silent Hill. Yeah, PT, the Silent Hill game. It's supposed to be the sole successor to PT. And if you guys ever get a chance to YouTube Allison Road, looks like an amazing game. We kickstarted it, and then they got snatched up by a company, and it looked like the game was going to happen. And then they had creative differences, and now the game is kind of in limbo somewhere. Allegedly, they're still working on it. It's been like 2 or 3 years now, so not a lot of hope for that. But we don't kickstart things very often, so it's very rare that we've had a problem, but because we don't normally do the Kickstarter thing, so I think they're detrimental. I do think all the ones that have done the downside, have burned a few people, have really made it feel that way in the community, and I definitely feel like it's been detrimental to a lot of the newer people. Texicon. Freak, you heard anything about something called Texicon?
No, that's new.
Interesting. But yeah, there are a lot of little companies that are trying to get their game going, and I think that, the ones that have burned people have been a real detriment on people trying to start a new game or get new models out into the market. So I definitely would have to agree with you. Even though they're not, the ones that rip you off aren't super prevalent, it's made enough of a bad name to definitely be, what's the word? Be a stick in the mud for, the little people.
Well, I've got info on Texicon, so apparently we're going to have one here in Hurst, Texas, and it's going to be July 7th through the 9th of this year, and it's going to be in Hurst, which is not that far.
How far away is Hurst?
Well, let me take a look here. Yeah, because we might have to take a little drive, man. Hurst, Texas. Come on, be here. It is Hurst. Where you at?
While he's looking that up, Freak, you got any thoughts on Kickstarters? You ever joined a Kickstarter?
I can't say that I have. No, I mean I'm pretty new to the gaming community. I mean, even though I've been playing Warhammer now close to a year, and this is probably, well, it's not probably, this is the first and only tabletop game that I've ever really, that I've ever even played.
That's fair.
Yeah, the only other game that I played when I was younger, I was a kid, was Dungeons and Dragons at the very when it first started up, and I played Star Frontiers, which is also a RP. So I did a lot of RPing when I was a kid, but like I said, nothing really related to Kickstarter. I guess what Star Frontiers was a Kickstarter game. It really was, but it didn't get that far. It kind of like what you were talking about. It lost traction because the developers or the developers didn't want to continue making modules for it. So
that sucks.
the gamers actually were left to the gamers were actually left to create their own, and that's what we did. We created our own modules, and so it was pretty much a free for all after that.
Cool.
It was fun. That's what we did.
We just had one more person join the chat, or join the stream here, and that reminds me, I was supposed to send somebody a message like 15 minutes before we started the show to let them know we were going to start the show. Oops. I'm a horrible person. Anyway, so
Hurst is out by Dallas, so we'll have to take a trip over there with our brother Richard.
Okay.
They're like, so yeah, it's actually next to between Fort Worth. Actually, not at all far from where they. It's just a couple miles west of Irving.
Cool.
Just northeast of Fort Worth.
Do it and make a video. Hey, that sounds like a plan. Although, what were those dates again? July 7th. So that's pretty soon. July 7th through July 9th. Might be worth looking into.
I agree.
Jam Jar 34 says, one more thought on the Kickstarter thing. I doubt Freak will ever get burned in a Kickstarter accident because Freak is the kind of guy to put just loads and loads and loads of research into a hobby before he puts in. And not just there's the toe in the water phase before he gets into the hobby, but even after he's in, every new book, unit, model, whatever he does, whatever he's going to get for the hobby. Welcome back. Welcome back, Will. Every unit, every book he gets, Freak is going to put in some research. Freak is going to be like the lead science researcher. That he's going to have the lab coat, he's going to have the glasses, everything. He's going to put in some mega research before he commits to anything.
Well, that lab coat will only make you look smart, but I'm not saying that I'm smart. Trust me. That's my wife.
All right, so JamJar34 says, "What is your favorite color to paint at the moment, Freakalicious?" I think I know because you were upset about this Friday. Is it gold yellow from Vallejo?
Yes, it is. I got two. Gold yellow from Vallejo, and I tried it because almost all my army, I based it with Citadel's April and Sunset. And it gives a nice, warm, yellowish-orange look. It's got a very nice feel. But my problem is it just becomes too flat. And so I decided to go get a little hint brighter with less matte. And that's when the gold yellow from Vallejo Game Air really stuck out. So I decided to go ahead and base the entire model with that particular color. Now, because it's such a translucent pigment or paint, I have to actually do multiple coats. But holy cow, man, it's beautiful. I love how it's turned out. And I think moving forward, I'm going to kind of concentrate I'm going to stick with the April and Sunset on my ground troops.
Infantry, right?
Fighters and large vehicles, I'm going to stick with the Vallejo Air, that gold yellow.
Awesome. That sounds really cool, my man.
And Imperial Blue, by the way, is also another one of my favorites.
Imperial Blue does look good. It's one he found that is like a cross between a very dark navy blue, but also with a hint of like a royal purple to it.
Yeah,
Pretty awesome.
yeah, it's just beautiful, man. Love the way it's done. What about you, bud?
In fact, I thought his Imperial Blue work looked so good, I went and got me a bottle of Imperial Blue. Game Air by Vallejo. Also, as someone who is fluent in the Spanish language, was it you? Kept correcting me when I first would say Vallejo. You know, what was it, Vallejo?
Vallejo.
Yeah, I don't do this. I don't do the Spanish because this mix of Asian and Italian here you see before you. A lot of people seem to assume it's Hispanic, so therefore I very intentionally don't learn Spanish.
Wait, you're not Hispanic?
Dude, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh. I love you. All this time.
If you had to pick one specialty as a Marine, why would it be Devastator or Longfang?
Ooh.
Is that an age joke, Zai? Are you calling me a Longfang? Because only the elders get promoted to Longfang. Is that what we're doing here? Well, if I had to pick Devastator as a specialty or Longfang, I would definitely pick it because the heavy weapons are just awesome. And I would just love to blast somebody with a big old las cannon. The las cannon always seemed to me, it kind of remind me in design and look of the way the Tall Geese's cannon looked in Gundam Wing, that big shoulder cannon had, or also Megatron's big cannon he wore on his wrist. I always thought that was pretty cool, and the las cannon has that same kind of look to me, that Megatron-y kind of look. But that definitely wouldn't be my choice, because you guys know that my favorite thing is running across and punching somebody in the face. So if I had to pick a Devastator Longfang, that's what I would go with, is las cannon. But what I really want is I want to be a member of the Thunderwolf Cavalry. I want to climb up on a wolf, I want to grab up an axe, and I want to go smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Freakalicious, what would you be? Freakalicious, if you had to be a Devastator, one of your Devastators, what would you be? And then in general, what unit would you want to be?
Devastator, I definitely would lean more to the last cannon. Because, I mean, dude, it's just so OP. I mean, the last cannon, you just can't hide from that. You know, you can't hide from that. So, you know, you're gonna get some serious last cannon in the face.
See this? This is what I want to do. I just want to charge across the field on a wolf and smash this into the enemy gun lines. That's what I want to do.
Well, yeah, but you know what the doctor said, right? No sharp object. So.
There are no men in white coats here to take my sharps away from me today, freak.
But yeah, so Devastator squads, I definitely would say, you know,
okay.
Last cannon. I don't know, maybe. See, I love the look of a heavy bolter.
Heavy bolter, yeah.
You know, I don't know. Maybe in 8th edition it's going to be a little. Well, you know what? Not maybe. I think it will be. So even the heavy bolters will be able to put some serious hurt. But you know, I know in 7th edition, really, if you want to really put a dent, bring a bunch of guys with las cannons and not, you know, be able to punch a hole in anything.
Right, definitely. We're closing in on the 45-minute mark, so we should try to go ahead and wrap this up quickly.
Yep.
Will from For the Czar says, all I need is the wolf. You're absolutely right. Our brother over at Black Country Wargamer says, have you seen the new rules for Lucas the Trickster? I personally think he's going to be a really fun character to use for leadership shenanigans, and I think I might make my own conversion for him. That'll be awesome. The next person to say shenanigans is going to get a pistol whip. Name that movie. right there in the comments. Hey, hey Farvo, what's the name of that place you like? With the cheese strings and all the crap on the walls? Shenanigans? Oh! You ever seen Super Trooper? Freak? Or any of you? Super Trooper.
No, I have not.
Oh, dude,
And
you're missing out.
I'm going to get a lashing for that.
It's hilarious. Everybody, drop down in the comments below to let Freak know he needs to see Super Troopers. All right. So
I will definitely put that on my list.
Cult classic. You're right. So I have seen Lucas's new rules. I think that they are amazing. I liked his old rules too. I actually have taken them several times because I love the character. And a lot of people always, I get a lot of hate for taking him because a lot of people, and they have a good point. Wow, you could get a whole Grey Hunter squad for the price you pay for that one pack leader, and you're absolutely right. But he's just got, I mean, his rules just make him really neat. It's not the most OP thing, I think, but definitely it can be, it can make for some fun shenanigans. All right, and that is the last of my questions. Freakalicious.
Hey.
Any questions that, or anything you want to add before we call it a night?
I do. As a matter of fact, I want to ask this question to you, and I want to ask it in proxy for a child, Tom, who's on our channel, and he asked a question. I don't know if he may have already asked you, but what do you see? How do you see 8th edition, and what are you looking forward to the most?
What I'm looking forward to the most is the fact that a lot of people are saying that Malay is really viable again, and I'm really excited about that. I definitely think the ability to deep strike in and get close to the enemy right off the bat is going to be fun. You know, and I mean, you're not going to make that 9-inch charge every time, but it'll be a fun option. And just over in general, I think the way Malay looks, I'm thinking it's going to be a fun experience. I do have some reservations, you know, because I haven't felt it or played it myself, but I'm excited for it. What about you, sir?
I'm the same thing. I really think that my Terminators are really going to be really, really formidable, and that means that I got to start painting up the other ones that I got from Kuja. So I'm going to have to up my Terminator armor or Terminator troops.
Right on.
And not only that, but I mentioned this, I guess, in another video. I don't remember what, but anyway, my tacticals are no longer going to be, you know, meat shield. They're going to be viable. They'll be able to at least do some damage, and not just throw them out there just to feed the wolves.
You're absolutely right. I'm actually also excited that I get to take entire squads of cyber wolves now. That'll be cool. So I've got a whole bunch that I need to paint up. I'm looking at 2 right here. You guys may have seen when I was showing you guys the washes. The 2 that Brother Zai gave me, still sitting here unpainted, and then 1 plastic one that's still got that's still unpainted.
That's a good question for Will Zars.
Mm-hmm.
You see Razorback spans being used more? I really believe so.
I'm hoping. I want to get a Razorback for that reason.
Yeah, Razorbacks, Predators, Rhinos, you name it. I really think that that's just going to really be helpful. All tanks, actually, I think are going to be really, really viable.
They're definitely going to be good. Brian says, we Orkies going to be stronger. Definitely. Kuja and Kiwi, who's stronger is Goku or Springtrap from Five Nights at Freddy? Not even the same power level. Not even the same power level. Springtrap is good at the one-on-one assassination, but Goku could just nuke him from space. So...
After like 2 seasons?
I mean, yeah, it's going to take a couple of seasons to do the nuking. But, yeah, not even the same power level. That just, yeah, Goku all the way. All right, guys, we've definitely rambled on a lot. Freaky, thank you so much for being on the show today. I've definitely had a lot of fun hanging out with you tonight.
Man, thanks for having me.
Technical issues aside and everything. And thank everybody in the chat for joining us. Kuja, Kiwi, Richard was here earlier, Brother Zai, Will, Brian. I enjoyed having all you guys here on the show today. Thanks for being part of our chat. And thanks to anybody who is watching retrospectively. I know the time frame was very inconvenient, guys. For my friends in the UK, I know that's 2 a.m. that we allegedly were going to start after all our technical difficulties. More like 3 a.m. I apologize for that. But
Hey, we had a good recovery, though.
yeah, I think the show turned out pretty decently. I mean, there's definitely a lot of unprofessional camera angle moments, but I apologize for that. All in good fun, though. If you liked this episode, then grab up an axe and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. And of course, drop us some comments down below and let us know what you thought of tonight's discussion. And if you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then Brother Zai, I'm sure, Will, our man Shroud, and Freakalicious here, and of course me, we'd all love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys. Stay frosty.
Stay frosty.